Alright, hey guys. Today I'm going to show you how to do the, the bookshelf drawing for production systems. So we're going to start this out pencil and paper. We're going to do a traditional orthographic projection, front view, top view, right side view. We're going to draw it using the 1/4" scale ruler. We'll dimension, and then we'll take this drawing and then model it in 3D CAD using Rhinoceros. So today we're just going to focus on the drawing. Alright, so I'm going to, first thing to do is tape down my paper. So I'm going to take my T-square, pull and push on the T-square and paper, and tape my top two corners. I'll check for straightness. Okay, that looks good. Tape the bottom two corners. Okay. And we're going to do, like we do in the other classes, we're going to do 1/4" borders, 1/2" title box, 1/8" guidelines. So I'm going to use the regular side of the ruler. It says 16 on it over here. And I'm going to do 1/4" borders, 1/2" title box, and 1/8" guidelines. So I'll just start measuring out 1/4 inch. And about the middle of each section of the paper. Make sure when you do your lines that you follow the direction of the ruler mark with your mark like that. Don't go side to side, don't make big dots. Okay, here just so it's easier, I'll measure up from the 12" mark, 1/4 inch. Okay, and then I'll make a 1/2" title box as well, so 1/2" up from that. So just drag your pencil nice and even. Okay. Don't worry if the tape is in the way. For the vertical lines, use your T-square and triangle to complete those. Pull and push on the T-square. Set up the triangle. Okay, I would recommend flipping the head of the T-square around so it's stable on the other side. Okay, I'm just going to slide it up a little bit, finish that mark on the top. Okay, that wasn't the best. Let me see. I just don't want to hit the camera, so there we go. Alright, well. So now I'm going to do my 1/2" title box. I measured up a 1/2" from that first dot, and I'll drag 1/2" title box. I'll do my two 1/8" guidelines, which is 2 lines on the ruler. You're going to do your 2 light lettering guidelines. Then we're going to break them up at 5, 9, 12. So I'll make a mark up at 5, 9, 12. And then using your T-square, pull those lines up. Okay, write your name in all capitals. In between those 2 lettering guidelines. Okay, the title of the drawing is Bookshelf Drawing, right over here. and then the scale is a 1/4 inch equals an inch. So what that means is that we're going to draw this bookshelf 1/4 of its size, or 25% of its size. Okay, so we can't, this bookshelf is 17 inches tall, so we can't fit it on this paper, all 3 views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure over 2 inches. I'm going to go up 1 inch. Make a dot. And then I'm going to find the 1/4 size scale, which is this one right here. Okay, it has to say 1/4 size. So to use it, you do 0, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4, 5, 6, all the way, all the way up to 14 inches or 17 inches. Here's 16, 18, this is 17. Just look at the size of the font. Notice that this 0 is smaller than this 22, and it's also closer to the edge. That's why the 0, the 2, the 4 are the same. That's what we use. When we have to do fractions like 3/4 inches or 3/8 of an inch, you go behind the ruler here. So 3/4 of an inch is right there. Okay, 6 lines away. 3/8 is 3 lines, or 1 line before a half. All right, I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So looking at the handout, okay, we're going to do a bounding box for the front view. This is the front view, this right here. So it is 14 inches wide, 17 inches tall. You're reading these dimensions. So I'm going to start off on my dot at the 17-inch mark, which is right there. I know it says 14, but if I look at the small numbers, 16 and 18, all right, or I can count every line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's right there. I'll make a mark at 0. Okay, I could hold my ruler upside down and start from 0 and just make a mark at 17. It's the same thing. Okay, so, whoops, I made a mistake there, sorry. I'm supposed to be at 14 inches. All right, so let me do that again. Start at 14, make a mark at 0. There we go. Okay, so I'll erase this one so I don't get confused. And starting at this dot, I will all right, it's a little hard not leaning over here to see the drawing. So now 14 inches across, 17 inches up. So find the scale. Okay, 1/4 size. 0 to 14, 15, 16, 17, right there. Okay, I lost it again, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, T-square triangle. Okay, and I will do the same thing on the other side. $17 inches. Okay, and then I would draw light if you can. Close it off. Okay, now let's do the key joinery. So on this bookshelf, the top rests on the 2 sides and the 2 sides rest on the bottom. So this joint and this joint need to be shown. So all the wood is 3/4 inches thick. Okay, most of the wood that we're going to be using in the shop here is 3/4 inches thick. So how to do 3/4 inches? Okay, on the 1/4 size, you're going to start back behind the 0. So you're going to go 1/4, which is 2 lines, 2/4, which is a half, 3/4 right here. It's the 6th line. This little 1/4 scale inch is only accurate to 1/8 of an inch. There's only 8 spaces here. So we're going to do this one right here. All right, so I'll measure from the 0, I'll measure down to 3/4, and then from the 3/4 on the bottom, I'll measure up to the 0. Okay, I'll make my marks. And I'll do the same here. Okay, and then we're going to go in 3/4. So start at 3/4 mark, make a mark at 0, start at 0, make a mark at 3/4, T-square triangle, okay, just flip it over. Okay, now we're going to draw the shelf. The shelf has a dimension here that says it's 7 3/8 up, so the opening is 7 3/8. So we could fit a 7-inch book in there, which would give us a little gap on top and bottom. So 7 3/8 from here to here, and the same thing, 7 3/8 from here to here. This wood, we know, is 3/4 inches thick, so I could measure down 7 3/8, measure up 7 3/8, and then draw that. I could also do 7 3/8 up and then 3/4 inches up. Now this is a dado. This joint here is a dado. It's goes half, or the thickness of this base wood. So half of 3/4 is 3/8. So, and it tells you right here, dados are 3/8 deep. So we're gonna have to go up 7 3/8, over 3/8, up 3/4, and all the way over. So let's do it. How do we measure 7 3/8? So on this ruler, if you were to find 6 and then the 7 right here, okay, here's the 8, so 7, you would normally on a normal ruler go up to 3/8, but there aren't any marks here. So what you have to do is go behind the 0. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. 3 lines is 3/8. If I count from there and then go to 7, it is then 7 3/8. Okay, so you add the fraction behind the 0 for the total length. So let's do it. 7 3/8. Third line on the ruler behind the 0. Okay, they're very tight together, so you got to be a little careful. And I'm going to make a mark at 7. Okay, I'm going to then do 3/4 inches up from that, which is 6 lines. I just did it before for all of these pieces. And I'm going to proof it out right now. I'm curious. If I were to move this up to 7 inches here, there I am, 7 3/8. So it proofs out. Okay. Now I'm going to make my dados. So again, 3/8 of an inch in, which should bring me to the halfway point. Okay, and I think I can start drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go right through this. I'll stop it right here, and I'll do the same thing. Granted, there's a lot of different ways. You know, I could have done this on the other side, which before I did this. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then let's see what we get here. 3/8. Okay. And then I'll cut it off. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take my trusty eraser shield here. I'm going to use the holes to clean up this joint. So I'm going to block out what I want to keep, and Oh, that worked out well. I'll do the other side. It worked out perfect. Right there. Cool. Okay, maybe I'll clean up that little mark right there. Nice. Okay, front view's done. Let's do the top view. We're going to separate the top view, each view by 2 inches. So I'm going to measure up from anywhere on the top 2 inches. Make a mark. And it says over here, whoops. It says over here that the depth of the bookshelf is 6.5 inches. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to make a line first. I like doing my top views with projecting and like minimal measuring. So I'll do a nice light line here. And then now I'm going to measure up 6.5 inches on the quarter scale. By the way, that 2 inches was real 2 inches. I did a real 2 inches. So 6.5 inches on the quarter scale. So I'll go to the ½ inch mark behind the 0 and go to 6. Okay. And then nice line right here. Now I'm going to project up. So I'm going to project from the outside edge of the front view. And good. I'll do the same thing here. This side should be a little easier. Use the T-square and the triangle. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could erase your shield now, you know. So okay, block out what you want to keep, which is my line. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, now I have to show that this piece and this piece are underneath the top piece. So to do that, I have to draw or project up the hidden lines. So I'm going to line up right here on this shelf, this side piece here, and I'm pulling and pushing on the T-square. There we go. Get that nice and straight. Then we're just going to pull down nice short 1/8 inch dashes separated by 1/8 of an inch. Do the best you can. I like to start and end my hidden lines on an edge. Okay, I'll do the same thing here. These drawings definitely take patience. All right, so I got that. Now I have to show the dadoed shelf. Okay, another pair of hidden lines. So I'm going to line up on the dado right over here, and then pull down another set of hidden lines here. Do the same thing here. Okay, top view's done. Let's do the right side view. Okay, so we're going to now look at the right side. Okay, so we're going to see this edge, this side piece, and this edge. So same thing, separate your views by 2 inches. Okay, so 2 inches. Okay, flip back to the quarter size. We know that the right side view is the same depth as the top view, 6.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to, from that dot, I'm going to go to my 6 inch mark, and I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 behind the 0 for 6.5 inches. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to project over from the bottom of the front view, right there. Okay, I'm going to make my mark from here. Can I see? Yep, right there. Okay, now this one, instead of measuring up 17 again, I'm just going to make a light line projecting off of the top view, just like that. And then now I can cut this rectangle up, make my bounding box. So starting right from that corner there, and then the other one. Okay, and then I'll project this edge right here. Solid line, we can see that joint. Do the same thing up top. And then the shelf, it exists, but since it is behind the side piece, we project over some hidden lines. Okay, let's erase or shield this up. Right side view went quick. Okay. Okay, inspect your drawing. Make sure that everything's good the way you like it. I'm just going to close this corner up right here. Okay. And now it's time for dimensioning. We're going to do 4 dimensions. The ones that we always do are overall length, or width, depth, and height. So the 3 main ones. And then I'm going to have you dimension one other part of your choice. So how do we dimension? Okay, so I'm going to do right like this. I'm going to do my overall height. I'm going to do my overall height in the front view. Okay, I'll do it over here. Okay, so 1/8 inch gap separated by, 1/8 inch gap off of the corner. Make your extension line about 1 inch long. Okay, here I'll do the same thing. So try to start it where the other one was. 1/8 inch gap. Okay, then you're going to pull that arrow dimension far away. A nice line. Leave a break in the middle for the number. They should look like this when you're done, except without the inch marks. Okay, and then when I do my arrows, I'm going to do a little 1/8 inch back, 1/16 of an inch in. Okay, you probably couldn't see that. Let me do it here. Okay, and then this is 17. Nice small font. Let's do the overall width. Spread your dimensions out throughout your 3 views. So I got a nice spot here for a nice big extension line. Okay, and then break it in the middle. Okay, 1/8 of an inch back, curl that dimension in, aim for the end of the line. Okay, this is 14. Again, nice small font, nice and neat. Let's do the 6.5. Okay, I think right here would be a good spot for it. So for the overall depth, 1/8 inch gap. extension line. Okay. And then here we'll do gap in the middle, maybe a little bit bigger because I got a fraction. Okay, 1/8 inch back, curl it in. And 6 1/2. Okay, and then one more of my choice. I'm gonna do it off of here. So I'll do a 7 3/8 there. Okay, so I'll pull off of this 1/8 inch, get that dimension way out there. 1/8 inch. Those are the extension lines. And then pull it a little bit farther away right there. Okay, arrowheads. And then this one will be 7 3/8. I'm going to do this sideways just because I've got the fraction. So 7 3/8. Okay, this drawing is done. Okay, again, check for eraser shields anywhere that you think you may need it. And I hope that was helpful. Looking forward to seeing you guys in class. Have a great day.